let's say we do get the House back.
Yes.
We know that our fighting president is prone to executive orders, which
Yes.
we're yet to find one in here. What are you going to do about that? To stop him from his overstepping his boundaries? I mean, is it, you know?
What we can do on many of it, ma'am, is look at funding. That's one way. If we can't repeal the health care bill, then we can defund it. If they don't have the money to do it, they can't do it. I want to look at those things that he does by executive order, that he's doing that. And we'll try to work the budget with that, with any way we can to be able to do it, to be able to stop that. I really, in my heart tells me, I think that he's going to be very frustrated and stopped in his tracks, and we're going to find a way that he's actually going to cooperate. I hope so.
You need to point out that the legislature or Congress is the only one that can allocate funds.
Yes, that's a good point. That is a good point. So what he's going to do, I mean, this thing that was just so shameful with the Stupak, the Blue Dogs, we're saying we're going to work on this bill to make sure that the unborn are protected. And what she just pointed out with an executive order, Stupak folded.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm not folding. I'm not folding. We all know just what she said. An executive order can be written and changed at any moment. And it's a dangerous thing to do. But we'll monitor it. We'll see what we can do to shut down the money with it, whatever it is. But we can't afford, as it relates to the health care bill, to allow something like that type of mandate that he can circumvent. Now we're back to where we're using monies to terminate life. That's not what we wanted to do, and that's why this bill has to be repealed. Yes, sir, you had your hand up.
Yeah, it's a question for information. Doesn't the Congress and Senate have 60 days to repeal the executive order?
I'm not familiar with that. You'll have to, I don't know all the rules and regs in there, okay? I'm just trying to come from a business perspective to bring some common sense and figure out what it is. And you're going to see me learn very fast, okay? And then what I want to do is I want to come back to you all. When Fred Daly's here, we're going to sit and we're going to talk again. And we're going to give you another update. We're going to keep talking. Because I think that's what's happened to our society. We don't talk to each other. I mean, I know Mary's going to say I'm off game here a little bit, but how many people just text each other? Or they send emails to each other? I want to look you in the eyeball and have a conversation.
Good deal.
Okay? That's the old-fashioned way, but I'm old-fashioned. I want to be able to talk to you. Okay?
Just a quick one. An awful lot of people in this room are familiar with and in favor of, we've talked earlier about the money going overseas, the jobs going overseas, and a lot of talk about taxes. One of the things that would put all of them to bed would do away with the federal income tax and have companies fighting to come back into this country to invest money is the fair tax. Is that something that you would consider supporting when you get in there?
I think that whole concept, John was right. We're going to get one chance. We're going to get one chance.
It's not going to be popular.
To fix the IRS. It's going to take one chance. I know from my experience in the legislature, you don't keep going back and amending things time and time again. We're going to sit down, we're going to figure out what is the right approach. And Tom over here, we've had numbers of conversations with it, and I'm looking to Tom to guide me a lot on this. Because Tom Stark is a dramatic example of someone that goes to the details, okay?
I'd like to ask you a question about your health care chart.
Okay.
Can you think of any scenario under which that makes sense?
Well,
Let me give you a hint. I don't want to send more men to Washington, D.C. or Charleston, West Virginia that are doing the same old thing in the same old way. By that I mean I think that men have to be thinking outside the box, and I want to know what the man is, because that gives me a pretty good idea as to what he's going to do on legislation.
okay.
If you look at that from the perspective that this bunch that took Washington, D.C. by storm, and you know about them and how they operate, then that makes sense if you think from the basis that what they want to do is destroy your economic system. They want to destroy your country because that's where they're coming from. Their objective, their final goal, is to revolutionize this country.
And to Muslims.
And I just wanted to know if you believe in that scenario, if you think this bunch is that, and if you know anything about their agenda or have studied their agenda.
As an employer, as a father, I don't want to presuppose what's going on inside someone else's mind, what they're thinking about. I look at the end result, the product,
So am I.
okay? And the product isn't what we wanted. It's not at all. So it has to be rejected. I'm not gonna say that it's socialistic or not. That's not, I'm just looking at it by definition, what's happened to our country. When we had a government take over our health care, we've had a government take over our financial institutions, we've had a government to take over our automobiles. When they went to the automobile industry and pulled franchises from auto dealers across the country, where is the right in the Constitution to be able to pull people's franchises? It just has to be stopped. If you know that's the character what I'm trying to get across. I don't support it at all. I don't want to go into that health care bill and try to amend it. I don't know where you would start or stop. And for anyone to suggest they're misleading you. You repeal it, and you come back with another piece of legislation. And maybe the whole process could be, if I venture into this, is put another piece of legislation on health care, and let's give the public a chance to talk about the pros and cons of both of them, and then we adopt the one that we want. And that may mean, because we're assuring we're going to have health care. We need to have it. But we're not going to have that health care, and we start showing people the alternative. Places where we can pool our insurance, where we can get our insurance across state lines, where we can do indeed take care of pre-existing conditions. But we're going to include tort reform. We're going to include things of personal accountability. People that smoke and have bad habits of speeding with DUIs, they're going to pay a higher insurance premium. I think under a Republican plan. There has to be some personal accountability. Right now we don't have it. Everyone's paying virtually the same. Is that, I want to make sure, are you comfortable yet? Well, okay, then we'll talk.
That's okay, it's probably for another day.
Let's talk afterwards, and I want to make sure that when I leave here, you understand.